Carl, and welcome back to Outpost Discovery. Today I want to do a little gear review. I saw something on the internet. It's a little pricey for me, and I think it's a little pricey for, especially if you're young and you're trying to get into some camping gear. I want to review a few things that's a little cheaper. Okay, stick with me. We'll get right to it. Now, something that you need to consider is gear. You know, if you're going to just do a day hike or something, you don't need a backpack usually. Sometimes a butt pack works fine. Yes, I did say butt pack. The other gear in question that I wanted to discuss is the Helicon butt pack. It's also a good piece of gear, but it's 60 bucks or more. You may not need that right now, especially if you're young and you're squirreling away your allowance to buy special things. And if you really enjoy camping and you want something that you can go out with, I would suggest the old tried and true Army, what we called web gear. I know there's a fancy name for it. I don't remember. All I know is we called it web gear. Okay, and it is better made. It is a little heavier, but it will last for years. Some of the things, like, here's an example. Okay, this is just your standard issue military U.S. Army Canteen carrier. Okay, has a little flap here so you can put some water purification tablets inside. You can put a canteen in a canteen cup so you can boil water, or you can eat your food or make some tea or whatever. Okay, and what you're seeing now is the harness for the web gear, and I'll show you the belt and the other things, so stick with me. So here we have the good old U.S. Army web gear. This is a little more modern. It has a plastic buckle. The flashlight is based on the old military style, but I bought that at Tractor Supply and it was fairly cheap, but it has an LED bulb. Bright one too, brighter than the aftermarket ones you can buy for the Army one. Now, this is a Y harness. Whereas the Helicon butt pack is an H harness. Okay? It has a little thing in the front that holds it together, which would be nice on this one. There are some disadvantages to this gear. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to lie to you. But a lot of these pieces you can get separately, fairly cheap, like I said in the other video, by purchasing them from Army Surplus, eBay, yard sales, sometimes church yard sales. I found some really good kit in church yard sales, Black Hawk of all things. Okay, so don't discount some of these places to find gear. Okay, so let's start with the Canteen carrier. Okay, I showed you the old style. This is when I was in back in the 80s. There's even an older style than this. You know, the militaries went back for generations. This is the newest one. Okay, it's a little bit of a pain to get any kind of a canteen in with the cover they give, so I fold it down inside. Okay, and this works well. You actually have two pockets in it. Yes, it costs more, brand new. Now I'm just showing you an upgrade down the road. One thing I would suggest is spending a little bit of money and buying one of these canteens. Yes, it costs a little bit more, but they're dishwasher safe, and you can see where the water is in it. Okay? You can see the condition of your water. Alright, next let's look at this other case. You know, when you're going out on a tramp, a hike, whatever you want to call it, you don't want to just go out without any preparedness, okay? So in here I have my fire kit. Okay, I have just a simple case with some matches. These are some Strike Anywheres. If you got a metal zipper, they work really good on a metal zipper. Old-fashioned an old-fashioned Bic lighter. Bic lighter is great, and you see that I have some duct tape wrapped around it. Duct tape is flammable. You can use that to help start a fire. And if all else fails, Altoids tin with flint and steel and some char cloth. Now I have char cloth. I recommend more than char cloth is charred punk wood. This tree that I'm working on right now is punk wood. This can be charred in a metal container, even this, and turned into a charred material that will accept a spark from a striker, a flint and steel. Okay? It'll also go with a ferrocerium rod. So here we have the traditional butt pack. They're great. They have a rubberized lining inside. The bottom is not rubberized, so you have to be careful where you sit it down. But they are great. I love them. I have two of them. When I found a second one just like this, I bought it because it was cheap. You can get them in a camo BDU. Is the last one that I saw. I think I have seen one in the modern digital style that these other two were in. I like the OD green, and I like the coyote. It's just me. Okay, so don't base your opinions on what I'm doing, because not everybody agrees with me. I'm just showing you a different option. Now inside, as you see, I have my utensils. Inside I have my gloves that I just dropped. I have a extra flashlight. This is a headlight. Okay? That same well-known, well-respected outdoor survivalist recommends a headlight over anything else. I agree with him. He is a smart man, and like I said, I respect everything out of him. It's just I want to show you kids that are watching this, if any kids are watching this, an option, okay? Let's just use the ground for that right now. Okay, so I have other things in here. I have a little bit of liquid fuel here for a Trangia stove. I have a saw. I have my cordage. I have another container. I even have an extra container. Not that I really have to have it, because I have the canteen cup and the canteen. I may have a different style canteen container, cylindrical Nalgene stainless steel container. Remember, you have to have something to boil water in, okay? So let's go on. Okay, another thing about the butt pack that I didn't mention before is the butt pack is also equipped with straps underneath. So you could carry something with you as a shelter, like a light piece of canvas, or you could carry something with you for what works really good is an army poncho. It has grommet holes in it. It can be used as an emergency shelter or thrown over you while you're out there, okay? But that's what will go underneath here. Okay, on this side, I have a few handy tools. I have my little carbon steel knife, okay, with pacing beads. I've discussed that with my boys before, what pacing beads are for, okay? And if you don't know what pacing beads are for, and I know if there's anybody who's out there who's a vet, They know what I'm talking about. Pacing beads are handy. You want to use them for distance, for your pace, so you can count your pace when you're out, if you're out in the wilderness, so you know, have an idea of how far you've went. That's what these are for, okay? We can get into that on another video. Next, a compass, okay? Now this is an off-brand, but it works very well. It is based on the U.S. Army compass, the U.S. military, I guess I should say. And it is a very nice compass. It's made by Brunton. It does well. I do have, was it Camillus? I may be pronouncing it wrong. I do that a lot. But it's handy. You need to have a compass with you. I always keep this with this setup. So I have a compass. And what do you think this is? This is an emergency mirror in case I get in a pinch and I need help. I can use this to signal for help. In certain circumstances. It's not going to work for everything. And then back here. Final. Last but not least. There it is. It was caught. That's probably not helping either. Oh! These are extra blades. Yeah, they were caught on things, but I've got a saw blade here and I've got a file. It might come in handy. And this is a Leatherman Surge. Okay, a Leatherman Surge, Leatherman Wave. You need a nice, dependable tool out there with you. For now, cheap. Get one at least that has a lifetime guarantee. I can't guarantee it's going to last a lifetime because it's cheap. But it's better than nothing. Remember, 2 is 1, 1 is none. Okay? This does have a blade on it, does have a saw. If you remember, inside the bag, I had a saw. So this just acts as a backup. Alright, so here we go. This is my take on the other option to the Helicon gear. I think this is a good kit. Yes, it's a little heavier. Piece by piece, all in all, it may end up costing more. But it's going to last a lifetime. A lot of this gear I've had for over 30 years, and I'm still using it. Consider that. Maybe the Helicon will last that long as well. I don't know. I'm sure they have some kind of guarantee. I'm just saying this is another option. Okay? I know, especially if you're a kid wanting to get into some of this, you need an option to get gear that's a little less expensive. So, this is it. Not the only option. There's a lot of options out there. But I like this because it's modular, okay? And remember what I said about the modular. You can make your own rig the way you want it. There are all kinds of military surplus pieces that you can put on here, okay? So, give it a look. And if you don't get it, that's okay. It doesn't bother me any. I'm just showing you a different option, something else that you can do, okay? Thanks for watching. And you all have a blessed day. Y'all come back now, I hear.